I thought so.
Yeah, I just use Twitch as the main address because hey, it's Ross Payton with Ludonarrative Dissidents. We're here on Ludonarrative Live, Ludonarrative Dissidents Live. We are, of course, talking about Gen Con in this episode, and the innies.
And possibly the Spiel des Jahres as well. And as usual, wondering where Greg is.
Yes. Let's see here.
He'll show up.
Let's see here. All right. Cool. So yeah, we should. I've got a couple different things to talk about. We should probably first mention that. Well, actually, we should give people a second to show up first.
Yes, that would be good. I can't see at the moment if there's anyone here.
One person is showing up. Yeah, it takes a second. Hey, hello,
Yay, couple of folk. Whoa, yes. Ottawa in the house. And I can't actually see that. L Train?
J Train, I think.
J Train.
Yes. All right, cool. So we'll first talk about I am going to be at Gen Con this year and with Caleb Stokes, Febinon Games / Delta Green, and we are going to be doing a bunch of events. So let's take a look here. I put all these on the let's see. I think Greg is joining us. Yeah, here we go. Let me grab him. Hey, there's Greg.
And I should do the thing where I change the sound so that you don't get feedback. Okay.
That's good. Yeah. Make sure you're using your headphones. Yeah. It's like, yeah. How are you doing? It's very hot in the Midwest, J Train. It is. I just got a heat advisory on my phone. And yeah, it's been very wet too. Lots of rain this summer, but other than that,
for yourself, man. According to my thermometer out the window, it's only 95 here, and it's in direct sunlight. So when it's like 90, it usually registers 110.
Yeah,
it's been pleasant. Suck it, Ross.
I'm inside in air conditioning, so I'm fine. But I'm just telling you what my phone told me.
Cool.
So
while we're talking, I'm British. I need to talk about the weather. Damn it! It is hot and sticky here, but we have thunderstorms rolling in. I don't know if you have. Does Lightning Maps work in the US? I think
yes.
My
partner had a Lightning app to tell when lightning was getting like X miles close, because like if you do an outdoor event, there's local law. There's almost always local laws. Like you cannot have an outdoor concert if there's lightning strikes within 5 miles, or something like that. So,
oh wow!
Yeah.
Cool. For those who don't know it, lightningmaps.org will show you where there is lightning anywhere in the world, which is very cool. So just looking at the UK right now, there's the English Channel. You can see the thunderstorm moving north, and man, Norway is getting hammered.
If I do this, really James, is it just going to make me scared all the time?
Well, possibly. It's very cool.
What do you feel about lightning? Yeah.
Yeah. I try to live my life in such a way that I don't bother intense electrical discharges that are 5 times hotter than the sun, and they don't bother me. But
yeah. Well, I can tell you're pretty much clear at the moment, but there is a big belt moving across the Midwest. In fact, south of between Louisville and Nashville, and out west St. Louis.
That's not the Midwest. That's the South.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, no, of course it is. Yes. I'm looking at a map. It looks like it's mid rather than south.
Yeah, anyway. we had some rain last night here in Southwest Missouri, but anyway, let's talk about Gen Con first.
Yes. That's quite enough.
You're gonna go and share air with like 50,000 people. You brave man.
Well, I was in Tokyo back in December, so it's like, well,
okay. Yeah. So that's compared to the city of Tokyo, Gen Con is as naught.
Yeah, basically. So in Gen Con, we are doing a bunch of events for RPPR and Art Dream Publishing. So on Thursday, we're doing an intro to RPG podcasting panel at 10 a.m. This is on slangdesign.com/RPPR, our newest episode where I talk about Labyrinth Signal, the RPG that I've written. And so these have links to all of the events here. We're also doing Caleb and I and Ken Height are going to be at the Delta Green and Art Dream Publishing panel where we're talking about Delta Green stuff, and also probably talk about Black Company, the RPG that Art Dream is working on, based on the novel series of the same name. I've done a playtest of it. Yeah, and I've done a playtest that Shane Ivey ran, and it's its own system, and it's very good. I had a lot of fun with it, so we'll talk about that. Then on Friday, just one more role, writing mysteries for RPG. That's Caleb and I. And
nice.
It should be fun.
When I imagine you leading a seminar about our role-playing game podcasting, I'm just picturing you going, "You stay in your lane. This is my lane."
No, rising tide lifts all boats, Greg.
To the king, bitch. You best not miss.
Look, the thing is, you get them hooked, and then be like, "Hey, I have a Patreon, and for $10 a month, you can sign up for a consulting slot where I can give you advice for an hour." So, yeah, I got to play the long game, Greg. Let's see. Also on Friday, a cast member of RPPR, Dan McDowell's going to be doing a discussion on conversation for GMs managing mental health symptoms at the table. Dan works as a mental health professional in his real life, so that'll be very informative. And of course, we're recording all these panels and events. Then we're doing a Red Market 2nd edition panel on Friday at 4 p.m. In the same room. So talking Caleb and I. Yeah, Red Market's great. The new edition sings. It's very good. I've been running games of it on the Patreon, and it works quite well as a one shot. And we've done a campaign of it. And then on Saturday, Blood-Soaked Mayhem, action and horror and RPGs. Action and horror it's an interesting combination because action is usually an empowerment, it's power fantasy, to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, and horror is about disempowerment, being destroyed or annihilated by terrible, powerful foes. And so, how do you mix the two? Well, there are ways. And then, of course, we're doing the RPPR live episode and meetup Saturday night. And
what's the live episode?
It's audience based. I'll have some prompts for us to talk about the podcast at favorite moments and that kind of thing, and answer audience questions, kind of like this, but in person. And then after we're done record that, we break out board games and refreshments, and everyone has a good time.
I think that it was, I don't know if it was an RPPR or a Delta Green thing at Gen Con, which was the first time that someone that I didn't really know said, "Hey, you want to try some of my homemade liquor?" And it was in a plastic bottle, and it was really good.
Yeah.
The second time that happened, it was at a different convention. It was a martial arts convention in Chicagoland. And of course, it was not in plastic bottles. This guy wouldn't even serve his homemade whiskey in plastic cups. He's like, "No, you drink this out of glass. You're not gonna pollute this with BP." But man, he was not wrong. It was the best whiskey I ever had.
Ooh, yeah.
There's a guy who I won't name who brings his poitín to Irish and very occasionally British games conventions as well. And poitín is the Irish homebrewed spirit. It's the traditional Irish homebrew. I believe it is made from potatoes. And I've had it a couple of times, and you feel it's not that this stuff could strip paint; it's that your breath could strip paint after drinking it. It's holy shit! It's get you pissed. Juice is what it is. It's very, very intense. Not unpleasant in the sense that your senses are so deadened by it that you can't tell whether anything is pleasant or unpleasant at all. Yes. But should you find yourself at an Irish Games convention where I am, I will introduce you to him.
Yeah. And I wish we lived in a society in which more people had the privilege of feeling safe going off with a stranger to drink homemade liquor.
It's also the RPPR meetups have been great because for the many of them this is where people would bring in bottles of Malort, and that's a bonding that's a bonding experience if I've ever had one. So if you haven't had Malort, you should try it, but try it with someone else. Again, you'll have that special bond with that person because you survived having a shot of Malort.
Malort is, Malort is... It's great for when you feel really bad. I know I've said this before. It's that, where you think the world is bad and you're like, man, this day sucked. This was a trash day. I need a drink. And then you drink the Malort, which tastes like, like a cigar smells, but somehow not offensive to me. And you drink it and you're like, yeah, this confirms that the world is as bad as I thought. But I'm not going to do any more drinking tonight. That's enough.
I remember the first year that I was introduced to Malort. I was playing in a game after I'd had it. We got together for Adam Scott Glancy to run a Delta Green game for us in a hotel, and someone gave him a shot of Malort, and he just he spat it out on the carpet floor of the hotel because he just like, what is this nonsense? It's awful. And I know we've had
the one Chicago tradition that Ken Hite refuses to partake in.
Yeah, it's a magical thing. So that's our Gen Con schedule. And of course, if you are going to Gen Con, message me or on the RPPR or the Ludonarrative Discord, and I've set up a Discord just for people for fans of RPPR and Ludonarrative who are going to Gen Con, so they can coordinate meeting up for games or meals or hanging out or asking questions about how do I do this, because there's new people going, there's veterans going. It's a very fun thing. So
tell the gang hi, Ross. Tell everybody hi.
Oh, of course, yeah. I'm going to be passing out postcards about Ludonarrative too at all the panels. So plug all that fun stuff.
Yeah,
it's the 21st century. Everything is made of marketing. This is the stick we constructed for our own backs.
Yep. So that's the Gen Con, but the other thing at Gen Con is of course the Ennies, and we should probably talk
and the Diana Jones Award, but we'll skip past that. I mean, it's only like
did we get nominated for an Ennie or some shit?
Who are the nominees? Actually, let's take a look at the 2025 nominees. There's only 5 of them. That's pretty.
Let me be the curmudgeon here.
Yeah,
I have long felt that awards are a net producer of unhappiness rather than happiness. And I have not seen much to dissuade me of this. Every time I see a Worldcon announcement and they talk about the awards and the corruption, I'm like, oh, wow. But, people love these. And then I see something about, it's a statue of H.P. Lovecraft, and a lot of people feel unhappy about that due to his profoundly vitriolic racism. And I'm like, but people love these. And, and I watch Will Smith smack the host of the Oscars, and I'm like, but people love these.
People love that. That was great.
Yeah. It was very dramatic.
And okay, so raise your hand if you thought that, Will Smith was punished out of proportion to the crime.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
No, yeah.
It's like, man, you don't talk shit about somebody's wife in public when he's right there.
Yeah, in front of an audience of over 1 billion people. It's just, yeah.
Why do you think that's a good idea? Why do you think it?
Well, I think Chris Rock desperately striving for a last scrap of relevance before he descends entirely into doing online casino TV ads, which seems to be all he's doing at the moment.
Damn, James.
I used to be a fan. I used to love his stuff.
Yeah. His Saw movie wasn't even that good. So Spiral. My partner's a huge fan of the Saw franchise, so we watch it. It's not so good. The Diana Jones nominees. There's only 4. There's Charlie Hall, a journalist covering tabletop games on Polygon. And then there is Daybreak, a board game about climate change.
Which won the Spiel des Jahres Kennerspiel last year.
Oh, okay. Well, probably a pretty good game.
It's Matt Leacock and Matteo Manapace.
Okay.
It's really nice. Really nice piece of design, and wears its heart on its sleeve and puts its money where its mouth is. It's an eco production as well. It's all recyclable or recycled stuff.
Great art.
Almost no plastics in the entire thing. Really nice job. But it's just a board game, which is, for the Diana Jones, that's a little untraditional. Or that's
cool. And then of course Rascal News, which I am familiar with, a tabletop news site, subscription based, which I do subscribe to, and they cover a lot of really interesting and good stories. Then Rose Estes, the author of the Endless Quest books, and I don't know anything about her either.
Okay, can I jump in? Because
sure, please.
Because I ran the Diana Jones Award for 20 years. I set it up in the year 2000. The Diana Jones Award is for people or things, something in the game sphere that has done something of excellence in the last year. Rose Estes wrote the Endless Quest books in the 80s. They were enormously influential. She sustained, as I recall, a very bad brain injury in the 90s in a car accident and has barely written since. She has written nothing in games for over 20 years. And nobody's been able to explain to me why she is on that shortlist. She's inactive in the games arena and has been for decades. And it's not a Hall of Fame award, and it never has been. And if you're looking for somebody to put into the Hall of Fame for being excellent in gaming, and for their legacy and everything, Janelle Jacques, who died last year, is right there.
Yeah.
Who basically pioneered intelligent dungeon design, and not to mention the most prominent trans person, gender conforming, non-conforming, all the rest of it, pioneer on all kinds of levels, and worked across all levels of the industry, from being art editor at TSR in the 90s down through GDW and West End and Judges Guild and all the rest of them. Absolute stalwart of the industry, massive figure, died tragically too young. Rose Estes, where the hell has that nomination come from?
Janelle was working up until her death. Like she was very active and prolific.
Give me a second, gents. I'm just going to make another tally mark in my awards don't actually make people happy notepad.
In many cases, I'll talk a bit more about why the Diana Jones Awards exists. Many awards, and I go for the Ennies and the Origins here. They are very product-based awards. They are sales tools, essentially. They exist to help the sales of product in an arena. That's kind of it. That is their primary purpose. You put the thing, and the Spiel des Jahres in particular, in its heyday, the Spiel des Jahres could increase the sale of games by 500,000 copies. That knocks things like the Booker Prize into a cocked hat. I mean, I believe the Grammys as well. 500,000 copies is extraordinary. Just from winning an award. It's way down from there. It's past its heyday, but still, winning is not only massive kudos and it's a seal of approval on the design's career, but it's also a huge deal for them. And the reason they announce in July, which is normally a dead time for the games industry, is so that the manufacturer can get on the phone to the factory in China as China is waking up the next morning and go, we're going to need another 100,000 in time for Christmas. That is why awards are timed like this. The Diana Jones is not that. I set up the Diana Jones Award because the Origins Award was blatantly corrupt in the early 2000s. Well, in the late 90s, it was clearly being gamed. Some of it by people who were actually involved in running it. And I just thought,
putting up another tally mark.
Yeah, it doesn't look hard to run an award. Let's see. And it was not hard. It was a group of friends from the industry. We formed this anonymous committee. I had a trophy, the Diana Jones trophy. And we just, didn't really expect it to do anything. But very quickly, Matt Fallback said, well, Gen Con happens to be my birthday, so let's have a birthday party, but also make it the Diana Jones Award party. So the Diana Jones Award party is Matt Fallback's birthday party, as well as when we award the award. But in the 90s, the centerpiece of Gen Con for the industry, or at least freelancers in the industry, was the TSR Freelancer Party. And an extraordinary amount of business happened at that party. Not only people meeting people for the first time and making connections, but actually going, oh, I'm working on this, I'm working on that, I'm looking for an writer, well, I'm looking for a job, I need an editor, all of that. It was an amazing Carfax. Everything came together at that point. Cynosure is probably a better word. Everything came together. And then, of course, TSR went away and the party went away. So the Diana Jones party, very quickly, Matt and I very consciously engineered the Diana Jones party into becoming the new TSR Freelancer party, is where the industry comes together before Gen Con has started, before we're all exhausted by dealing with the public, and we chat and we compare notes and we meet new people and welcome them to the industry. And it's great. And I'm so proud. If I'm proud of one thing, I mean, I'm proud of the award, but I'm proud of the party as well, because an industry needs those kind of networking events, and they were not really happening. So 100%. That is why the Diana Jones Award exists. It partly to celebrate things that were not being celebrated, because the Diana Jones Award is not product based. Occasionally we'll give it to a product. I say we, I'm not involved anymore. Occasionally it goes to a product, but it goes to whatever we happen to think was most significant in the industry in terms of changing things for the better, or just, you know, whether as an example of how things should be done or actually making a change. We got derided for giving it to actual play, the actual play movement. The actual play movement has brought in literally millions of people to role-playing. The reason role-playing is booming right now is actual play. It's not the new edition of Dungeons and Dragons, it's actual play. That is why suddenly, you know, this 50-year-old art form is having a boom few years. It's actual play. So I stand by pretty much every decision we made for that. But at the same time, Rose Estes this year, I haven't contacted the committee and gone, what the hell? But I feel like it's probably too late, actually, and it's not my business anymore.
Yeah.
They
made their decision.
To them. They are running with it.
Yep.
They may kick it in the wrong direction, but that's their choice.
Let's see here. Do the awards have any bylaws stipulating that, or was that a group agreement?
It has become an official. When we were running it, it was just a group of people who were doing stuff together. It is now a formal legal company. It may have a constitution.
So who won it in 2009?
Let's take a look. Well, they don't have it. 2009. Here we go.
Couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Dominion,
yeah. I mean, you know, it started that there was a gold rush of deck building games. You know, the first and most commercially successful deck building game created an entirely new genre of games and is brilliant. I feel a worthy winner. Also won a number of times. Usually, if we nominated a board game, it happens to have also won the Spiel des Jahres or the Kenner Spiel. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, okay. So that's what's happening in the Diana Jones Award.
I just got a message. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I can hear you.
All right. I just want to make sure my mic. I just got some brief error message, but anyway, that's a fascinating history of the Diana Jones Award, and it is. Yeah, I've been to some other parties and gotten a lot of interesting war stories from veterans, including one designer talked about, I got into role playing back when CB was big, so we'd play over CB radio. And
whoa,
yeah,
that would fit. Yes, that would fit.
I don't remember the man's name, but he was the guy who developed X-Crawl, the reality show, game show, dungeon crawling, third ed D&D setting. So, anyways, good times. But the Innies have a lot of nominees, and we're not going to go all of them, but I want to mention a couple specifically at first because let's see here, best cover art. There's one that I'm partial to, and that is Dark and Hill and Dale from Patchwork Fest Games. I really like this cover, and I really like this.
Let's see it.
Let's face it. We also like Patchwork Fez, who is, friend of the podcast, also in my semi-regular games group,
and
a very fine human being.
Cover here. Let's see here.
Oh, and he's in the chat. Right now.
There we go. It's a beautiful watercolor painting of a nice, very normal Hill and Dale. Definitely nothing folklore happen around here. Yeah, it's fine.
Except for instead of the sun, there is a black skull.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And so I quite like that book. I've read some of the scenarios in it, and I plan to run it for RPGR actual play, or at least some of them. So that's very cool. Also in best.
Wait. It says two of you are definitely not mentioned at the thanks. Michael, who's the one?
I guess it's that guy, and possibly me, because I think Ross actually consulted on this.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see that.
Through the MS.
Yeah. Yeah, I consulted. I helped Patrick Fest sort of narrow down some things, but I do want to mention Lime, who is on the Ludonarrative Discord and on the RPVR Discord, and I consulted with him on this as well. A orc building fantasy RPG where you are playing the Saruman sort of role of you got a bunch of orcs. What are you going to do with them? And
well, I think they should definitely be pink, pig-like, and have the little lower jaw tusks. I don't like these green orcs. Green orcs are bullshit, man.
Games Workshop. Orcs,
so that's pretty neat.
And instead of the sun, there is a dark skull in the sky. That's just the British countryside.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
So let's take a look here. Let's make this a little larger. So yeah, we should just before we get there's a lot of nominees and a lot of categories. Are there any that you want to specifically talk about? Yeah.
I'll throw a coin in the ring for Yazaba's Bed and Breakfast by J Dragon, which I think is
you push that so hard.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's special, different, and it's clever, and
it's nominated in several categories, I think. Yeah. Best cover, best family game, best writing, and product of the year. Yeah, that's a lot. It's beautiful artwork.
It has been kicking around since I think 2022. The first Ashcan came out. It's been through a lot of development cycles. It's really polished. It's unfamiliar. Obviously, it picks up on certain things like clocks, which you can see on that page spread there. From existing design tropes, and it's informed by a lot of PBTA and Avery Alder's work as well, but it's very much its own thing. And I just think I love the fact that the industry is in a place where we can have something as radically different as this, and it just be accepted and become a big thing. It doesn't have to be a fantasy game. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to fit into pre-existing categories anymore. Everyone can just go, yeah, this is just really cool. You should buy this, and people will. So I'd really like to see that do well.
Let's see. In fact,
if it's nominated for that many things, probably gonna get at least one.
Oh, best sound editing and special effects at the Oscars. It'll either do really well, or it'll be one of those like the movies at the Oscars that just wins technical awards.
I do like that there is a skeleton who wants to steal a spell book that will end the world if he gets his hands on it. So it's a cozy game, but there's a little not entirely cozy. So yeah, or you can be some rabbits in delightful little outfits. So in the world, have a garden party. The two genders apparently. So this looks very cool. I do plan. I got the PDF. It was on sale recently, and I definitely want to play it. I might pick up a physical copy if I can find one at Gen Con, because it is such a beautiful looking book. I think Caleb might have a copy. I'll have to look at it. But yeah, it's definitely a game worth investigating, playing more of. So Greg, were there any games that or any
through these? And honestly, I'm like, I haven't seen a lot of this stuff, and maybe just nothing's popping out and poking me in the eye. But I mean, would it be dishonest of me to, after just spouting out about like, man, I don't think awards are all that, to be like, but for this award, I mean, does an any tag it does accomplish cutting through the fog of self-promotion with the spotlight of someone else's promotion, if that makes sense. That what's a little hypocrisy between friends? I mean, life is nuanced, but it's it is very nice to get attention to your thing that isn't you saying, hey, my thing's good, have you seen my thing that's so good, I worked really hard, guys, and it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because that is hard and it's draining and it makes you feel sad and cheap if you're from the Midwest.
it's a crowded market. Anything that draws attention to the good stuff.
Honestly, I've gotten kind of inured to it. I realize I sympathize way more with those dinosaurs in the Flintstones that go, it's a living,
It's a
you know.
living.
Yeah, I just channel that and I move on. Like, that's how I disassociate. I've got a couple hard notches in self-promotion. Is what I'm saying. I do want to talk about
Greg, if you self-promote long enough, the part of you that finds it objectionable just dies off, and then you can just go on forward at full
it's like
speed.
building calluses when you're boxing. You got to keep hurting your hands until it stops hurting. You get enough micro fractures, and then your bones will be tougher. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about the implications.
I mean, well, okay, and someone's saying ideally awards should be recognition of an artist's contributions to their field by their peers, but that's, then it's like, oh, it's a popularity contest, and if you are extremely pleasant and buy a bunch of people drinks, you can win an award despite being a mediocre talent if you're up against some surly genius with body odor. And the other argument is that, oh well, if you make it an actual popularity contest where people are just voting, then it's like this is a self-reinforcing thing where the stuff that is the most popular gets the most votes because it's the most popular, not because it's the best, but because people have been exposed to it.
Right.
So any setup has its flaws and its very legitimate complaints about it. I mean, the complaint about the Diana Jones Award, James, was, it's like, why should we trust the judgment of a shadow chamber of anonymous industry insiders?
Well, I mean, the nomination is the thing. Like, you getting like people with some industry knowledge and experience, like vetting it over who knows how many entries, submissions. It's
you could come up with a more elaborate voting system, man. Do not dangle that red flag in front.
We do have a special guest. I want to interrupt us a little bit. So this is, let's see here. Let me mute this. The
soda water.
Oh, thank you.
No, can I have it?
Yeah. So this is
yeah.
Let's maximize this. There we go. There we go. So this is my brother and my sister-in-law. This is Strader and Anko, and they are there we go. So they're visiting from out of town, and Anko is a singer, and we were just talking about Tabletop Game Awards, but yeah. Do you have any thoughts on the any awards at Gen Con?
They're good.
They're good. Yeah. See, that's it.
Okay, that's the final word. That'll work.
The final word. But yeah.
Do you have any songs about games?
No.
Any songs?
No songs. Oh, songs about anime.
She can sing anime theme songs.
Oh, do you know the Evangelion song? No. Okay. Okay.
No.
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. Yeah, definitely. I know that one.
Do you guys like Attack on Titan?
Yeah. Typical Peyton. Yeah.
Typical Peyton.
Yeah.
Well, it's because my wife thinks I look like one of the Titans.
Oh.
She's like, oh, you run like them too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like that. That's how I run.
All right. Well, if you want to sing a bit of Attack, okay.
Way to put her on the spot, Ross.
Can we have a duet?
Attack on Titan 啊，他们都知道。
哦，真的吗？
对，他们说他们知道。
Yeah.
But you duet with her.
Do a duet with her. Yeah, I don't know the song Attack on Titan though. So, yeah. Anyway, they just stopped by to get their laundry and say hi. So yeah.
你唱一下。
然后他们不知道。
Anyway,
Okay.
okay. Bye.
We're gonna get our laundry.
Oh God! Now I
Sorry,
see the
what?
relationship.
We're gonna
Now I
get our
see.
Okay,
the
great.
brothers.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we got 22 viewers right now. So yeah. And that's James and Greg, my co-hosts. So yeah, there's James in London and there's Greg in Wisconsin. So yeah.
Hi, good to meet you.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Anyway.
Enjoy your laundry.
Yes. They have to travel. So, anyways, back to games.
If he had said, "Hey,"
Yeah. No, that's
would've
100% me. I'm the hey, it's Russ Payton. I am the self promo. Strader prefers to just criticize what I do. So I showed him a photo that I had printed. He's like, "Oh, you should have cropped that differently." So
That's so he's your older brother. Then.
yeah, no, he is my older brother. So
Yeah, my older brother's a healthcare professional, so it's all there's always that unspoken. I save lives though. Whenever we compare work, but
look, I'm screen capping Patrick Fez's comment here and sending it to my brother. I like that. He's the off-brand Peyton. He's gonna love that. I'll tell you that much. So thank you so much for that comment.
Thank you, Patchwork Fez, for your contribution to this ongoing sibling rivalry. You're a force multiplier for bitterness, and when one of these men eventually hurls a half-full bottle of wild turkey at the other at Thanksgiving dinner, part of those broken glass injuries will redound to your credit.
Yeah, great improv speech there, Greg. So
I learned it from you, Ross. I learned it from watching you.
So back to Archiver. This is I'm gonna try and I've messaged the author of this, and I think I'll be able to interview them at Gen Con. But this is a mothership scenario and supplement that has a really interesting premise, and it's an Emmy nominee, which is how I found out about it, where the players are a film documentary crew assigned to make a movie in an alien-infested kill zone. Assigned with a shot list of footage deliverables, documentary crews will venture into dangerous locations to capture its sights, sounds, and stories. Players will choose what stories to follow and what moments to record. If they happen to survive their film shoot, they must decide how to distribute their footage. Some clients pay a handsome price to cover up the dirty work, while others will use it to lead a revolution. So I love this premise. Instead of being like mercenaries, you have to and also it's a great page with
it. Remember when we were talking about the Chromebook and we're like, oh, 3 podcasters, the weakest possible cyberpunk party, and this has taken it and been like, no.
Yeah,
and we're going because cyberpunk is an action game. Podcasters are the worst for it, but Mothership is a horror game. Podcasters are gonna be the best for that. Can you imagine the 3 of us in a haunted house?
Yeah, I mean,
there's
a found footage horror movie about there've been a couple about like ghost hunters and urban explorers shooting movies or stuff and going into it's like a staple of the genre. So
it is.
I'm kind of surprised not more RPG stuff RPG scenarios haven't done that angle. So yeah.
Incidentally, talking about the media character in Cyberpunk, I realized and mentioned in the show notes where it comes from. It's Max Headroom. That's where that comes from.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oh, when you say in retrospect, it's perfectly obvious.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
In
I
the
think
middle
we're not media fans. We're text fans primarily. We were thinking of Cyberpunk as a literary form, whereas Paul Smith is coming at it as a video form because he was big into anime and all the rest of it. So that makes sense.
The 2 characters we pegged to other character types were both from movies, John Wick and Furiosa. But
And although this comic was not around when Cyberpunk first came out, you could totally do a campaign of Cyberpunk inspired by Transmetropolitan.
God,
I
yes.
remember everyone talking about how great Transmetropolitan was, and I read like the first trade compilation, and I'm like, I didn't. It didn't hit me. I didn't get why everyone was so.
It's because you're so immersed in the ideas that, like, on the concepts, they're like, this is old hat for you. For most people, that was sort of their first, especially in the 90s, right? Like, they weren't as aware of transhuman sci-fi tropes.
Greg, you're like an alcoholic being handed a wine cooler saying, why do the teens like this?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That particular so that's a really good pull there, James. But we should go back where it is.
I was. Oh God, in college that was me. Had the long black trench coat in college. That I was that guy. Had a leather tie in the 1980s. I was that guy too.
Let's see here. Of course, we've talked about some of these other nominees. I know we've talked about His Majesty the Worm, which is a sort of like randomized dungeon crawling RPG that's supposed to be very good. New school with classic mega dungeon experience, given fresh life. Like, you randomly generate the dungeon through a tarot card deck, tarot cards are used as a randomizing element. Then Triangle Agency, which is, hey, do you remember the video game Control? It's that plus SCP stuff. And it looks
almost literally isn't the organization in Control called the Triangle or something?
Triangle. It's literally called the Triangle Agency. So although it is a corporation instead of like a agency or government institute of some kind.
Oh, so we're running paranormal suppression like a business instead of like a. Yeah, the inefficiencies of Delta Green have all been culled. We're gonna be.
Yeah.
God, can you imagine? What would that look like if it was done with the absolute bloody depressing seriousness of Delta Green that, no, your job is to suppress horrors that are 1,000 times more powerful than you. And I mean, the immediate thought I have is that, well, if it was a corporation, they would not be killing monsters, because if you cure it, you can only sell a cure once, but you can sell treatment for the disease until they die. So we don't want to kill this dark young that's infesting this area. We just want to chain it up.
We want to manage it
and charge people to keep it in cage.
Well, to manage it. Yeah. We got to think about our stakeholders. And to synergize or something. So, I need to get better on my corporatese speak. One of the nominees I want to talk about a little bit because I watched the Quinn's Quest review of this. Mythic Bastion Land.
I was going to say John Tynes' Impossible Landscapes.
Heyo.
That will never not be funny to me.
Yeah. So Mythic Bastion Land.
Anytime I'm sad and down, just say John Tynes' Impossible Landscapes, and I'll laugh. I'll giggle like a schoolgirl. All right, so I will stop interrupting now.
No, Mythic Bastion Land is an Into the Yod system, which is inspired by Cairn. It uses a D20 roll under your attribute mechanic, and attacks always hit unless you defend against them. And you randomly roll one of 72 knights, and as a group, then you sort of procedurally generate a kingdom based on which has a bunch of hexes of different terrain. So it's a hex crawl game. And then the GM populates the hex with a capital city, the seat of the kingdom, and a couple towns, and other wilderness and some wilderness hexes, and then secretly puts in some myths at various hexes. And then the players hear rumors about the myths, and then they have to go out and deal with these myths because if the players don't stop the myths, something bad happens. Like if the Lich goes, one of the myths is the Lich, and if the players don't stop the Lich becomes the new king, and he starts raining down like basically creates a new law every year, and if you don't follow the law, you're just sent into the shadow zone or something. You suffer some horrible fate. And it's got beautiful art, as you can see. And that's it. But Quinn's really loved it, and
it has sold out. Basically, it's in the way that Will Wheaton's Tabletop used to be able to sell out a print run of a game. Being featured on Quinn's Quest, it's like, yeah, and a week later there are no copies of this game available anywhere.
Yeah, so I have the PDF of it, and it looks very good. Yeah, so that's a certainly neat looking game. You know, the system, I've already played a similar system. Mouse Ritter uses the same sort of system as this, although yeah, it's pretty neat. So yeah. Oh, and of course, I've looked at. I plan to review this book pretty in detail, which is the One Rings Through the Doors of Durin. Their book on the Moria.
This is Gareth, isn't it? This is Gareth.
Yes, yeah, it is.
Well,
yeah, it is.
Friend of the podcast. He loves talking.
Why bother reviewing it? You know, you could just phone this at. Yeah, it's really good. It's.
Oh no, we're gonna do page by. I'm doing a page by page review of this. We're going in deep. It is gonna be a deep. Yeah, I love me a mega dungeon, and this is the mega dungeon, right? Like this is before the term mega dungeon existed. There was the Mines of Moria, so that's.
Oh God, Moria's trademarked. That hurts my heart.
Oh, yeah.
That yanks me right out of my immersion.
They're like that.
Yeah.
Yay! Good thing that IP's protected. Otherwise, people would do so many zany creative things with it.
Yeah. Why don't you get in? What's his name? The talk show host. He's big on Tolkien, and I gather he's out of a job now. So, you know, get him in as
Colbert.
Colbert. Yeah.
Well, he's got a year left on the show, so.
Well, yeah.
After that, get him on our PPR because he's a gamer, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. My people talk to his people. I'm sure we can work something out.
I mean,
you're
like he's gonna go on Critical Role if he's gonna go anywhere. All right, like
don't speak that into the world.
Okay,
Critical Role already is Critical Role.
Yeah.
Why would Stephen Colbert want to go and be, you know, the sidekick on Critical Role when, you know, why serve in heaven when he could rule in hell? You know, he hooks up with you, starts running Delta Green about how the U.S. government is full of, you know, morally burnt out, questionable dickheads who are super violent.
Okay,
and,
all right.
You know, and next thing you know, you got enough money to put your kids through grad school.
So what I'm hearing is Stephen Colbert should play through God's teeth and end with the murderous raid on an ICE facility, gunning down government agents. Is that it?
Okay, Ross, look yourself in your heart and ask yourself the question that's on everybody's mind. Is this bingeable content?
Yeah.
Well, I'd be listening to that shit on the stationary bike.
Oh, sure. No, I would too. Look, I'll reach out. I'll see what I can do. But I'm not. Don't hold your breath.
Worth a try.
Yeah. So this is another one of the nominees for Short Adventure, The Mall Remastered for Liminal Horror, which I like. It is a very short, to the point. I might have the PDF. I can see if I can pull it up here. It's a short, to the point scenario. The mall.
Ross likes an abandoned mall horror.
Oh no, it's not abandoned. That's the thing. It's not abandoned at all. In fact.
So it's set in the 80s.
Yeah, it's set in the 90s. And
so it's not dead. It's just dying.
Well, no, it's quite well. The problem is cultists do bad things, and you all get trapped in the mall, and you need to find your way out. So, yeah, it's a very short scenario, and it doesn't give you. I like it, but you kind of have to read between. You have to. It doesn't give you a good onboarding. Here's what happens. Here's the overview. It's just you have to kind of read very carefully. Oh, okay, so there's this event where the cultists do a big thing and they trap everybody, and then you have to figure out what's going to happen after that. And But yeah, you can see it's only 24 pages or
It's
20.
set in the 90s, but the mall thing with the hand looked very early, like 1982-ish to me.
Yeah, this is from Trevor Henderson, the creator of Siren Head.
Of course, it's from Trevor Henderson. Has got to be about as old as me, right?
I think he's in his late 30s.
Oh, jeez. So he doesn't have to like 80s stuff. He chooses to like 80s stuff.
Well, if you're a horror fan, it's hard not to like 80s stuff.
Well, yeah.
The 80s were a pretty stacked decade for horror.
I mean, even the Blob remake from the 80s was good.
As we have mentioned many times.
Yes.
So I quite like it. It's a pretty neat little scenario. I don't know if I'll run it, but I liked reading it.
Born in 1986. Oh God!
Whippersnapper.
If I'd been hornier and more charming as a teen, he could be my son.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
D3 Future Show asks, where is the Deus Ex TTRPG? Good question. Warren Spector, who created Deus Ex, was previously a role-play designer, co-designed Toon for Steve Jackson Games, and a bunch of other things. Before
and Rocky and Bullwinkle, I believe, the RPG.
Yeah, I think he may well have had something to do with that as well.
Oh,
wow. Yeah.
So
I talked to him actually back when the New Style games were kicking off. I dropped a bunch of people who I knew were into RPGs, had a past with RPGs, just on the off chance that they might have a 24-page idea kicking around. And I talked to Warren Spector, and he said, "No, sorry, got nothing." Talked to Evan Dorkin, who was also no, sorry. I didn't realize his TV stuff was kicking off about that point. Couple of other people as well. We tried, we reached out. That could have been some great projects there. But,
I mean, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but if he designed Toon and Rocky and Bullwinkle and then went on to big video game success, it may be a question of scale where it's like, I could keep working for video games and buy myself and make boat money, or I could go back to working for role-playing games and make a nice steak dinner money.
No, it was on the off chance that these people had an idea scratching at the back of their minds that they wanted to exorcise, in the same way that Greg Gostikian had exorcised violence into 30 pages over a long weekend for me.
And it's someone saying, it's the inverse Detwiller. And the fact is that Detwiller and Tynes both worked in video game stuff, and they're like, no, the money's good in RPGs too, if you're Detwiller and Tynes. So if this guy has the Deus Ex, access to that IP, he could. He's probably leaving a chunk of change on the table because he could run a Kickstarter for it and get like 2 boats money.
So Warren Spector worked on a lot of video games, including Ultima Underworld, which is considered the first immersive sim. And there's a really good 2.5 hour long retrospective on that. And they talk about Warren Spector specifically. Like, it talks about the creation of this game. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see here. I just saw it in the thumbnail. I didn't know if it worked here, but he incredibly influential game designer. He would later on go on to do System Shock, System Shock 2. There's Richard Garriott. There we go. There's the man. There's Warren Spector himself.
There's a young Warren Spector.
So he's just got too many great opportunities that he could do.
So this video, by the way, is great. Like, this channel, Madular, he does very long, deep dives into like the entire Ultima series and like stuff like that.
Boy.
Like, you want to, I mean, it's very good, like wind down, like chill thing, but it goes into every single detail about Ultima Underworld, and it's pretty great. Let's see here. Anyways, I just brought that up because I watched this video recently, and so like, there's Warren Spector. He's just very influential in games, and by
all reports, a lovely guy as well.
Wow. Well, you love to hear that, because man, it takes a little something for you. You keep hearing the stories about, this creator that I admired for decades turned out that, well, he was a cannibal. And not like one of the consensual kinds, he was like nabbing people off the street, killing them in the back of his van and devouring their flesh. And I mean, his novels still hold up, but they hit differently when you know. It's like once the guy from Bachman Turner Overdrive, who was so credibly accused of horrific crimes, died, I'm like, okay, well, I can listen to BTO again.
Yeah, there's some artists and writers that I love their work or I like their work, and there's like, please don't let me find out anything about the personal life. So
God, imagine if you find out that it's like, oh yeah, the guy who's the guy, the notorious recluse Thomas Pynchon. It's like, yeah, Thomas Pynchon. We've now tracked it down. This is now a 9-state murder spree. In between writing Gravity's Rainbow.
Yeah. Well, Ross is a monster. People have said so in his actual plays. Yes, and that's a log. I don't know if I told you this. This is actually a log in joke on our PPR. And it started.
They mean literally. He's literally a monster.
Yes. I'm a daywalker. But
all the strengths of gamer and podcaster, none of the weaknesses.
Years ago, I went to this con in St. Louis, Fear the Con, which was run by Fear the Boot, another RPG podcast. And I ran a superhero game, and one of the players was had social skills, and the other didn't. And at the very end of the game, there was like, what should we do? There was a moral dilemma of some kind, and the player with the social skills like, I want to roll my diplomacy and make the player do what I want. I was like, no. It's not a mind control power. You're socially skilled. You have to say it at the table, and you have to actually convince the person playing. I'm not going to let you mind control the other players outside of some supernatural powers. And this guy went on the podcast and joked that I was like a monster for not letting me do this, because I could, if I punched him in the face, my character punched him in the face, you'd allow that, but I can't use my social skills, and so it became this minor spat, and so it's like, well, I guess I'm a horrible monster. I don't let you mind control other players, or something like that, and it just became a running joke on the show. And I have no idea if Fear the Boot is still around. I think it is. But
it's I mean, well, this is a thing I have tried to incorporate in design, is that I don't like mind control stuff in games, particularly if it's not explicitly like, no, you have to use magic to do mind control, or you have to use psychic powers to do mind control. Once you're doing those, I'm like, okay, I know what category you are in. You're a purple man. I'll kill you first. But when players have these powers and, want to use them on other players because they're being obstreperous and disagreeable, I'm like, man, you really want to open that can of worms? Because it's a big can. The system I've liked for non-supernatural, non-science fiction-y persuasion is, if you succeed at the role, you can make them pay to resist your will. That, in like a dirty world, it's like, okay, you've succeeded at your seduction role. They now are turned on. And if they don't act on that, it's going to cost them something. Or in termination shock, okay, you have convinced them of the righteousness of your cause, but people defy righteousness every day. If they don't do what you want, they're going to take some damage to their social hit points, as everyone's like, man, why are you being such a dick about this? Or they'll take damage to their intellectual hit points, as they're like, why am I resisting doing the right thing? He's so persuasive. But you can still do it. You can still be like, nope, drawing a line in the sand. Hit me with the damage. I will just sit here and take psychic damage and be my own person. So
yeah,
I like how it works out. because it does press people, but also keeps them protagonized.
I've also seen systems where you get like a bonus experience or some meta currency or some sort of reward for like if a player rolls diplomacy on you or whatever, and you go along with their suggestion, you get rewarded. I like in some apocalypse world games, I know, like Monster of the Week, I think you get bonus experience. And yeah, so it's just, but like the fundamental point of a role-playing game is that you have this one piece, your character, and you get to say what they do outside of physics or
not just what they do, what they decide.
Yeah,
which seems like a fine division, but I think is
if you take that away, you're not playing the game. You just and so that was sort of my point of it. So the Drunken Ugly podcast, that was also Springfield podcast. They disbanded a long time ago, I believe, or I'm not sure. No, they're not Springfield, but I think I don't know. A lot of podcasts
got tired of trying to compete with our PPR.
Yeah, well, they just got too drunk. So
they'll wake up in a ditch at some point.
There you go. Were they before we go? Were there any other nominees you want to talk about, James? Out of all the mini.
Not really. Yeah. I do think the Ennies has too many categories. Origins Awards. Can't remember anything about the Origins Awards. The Spiel des Jahres was announced last weekend. Nothing hugely notable there. The Kinderspiel, which is the kids' game, went to Top die Tocht by Wolfgang Warsch, who's previously won for Quacks of Quedlinburg, which people really like. I don't. But he also designed The Mind, which I think is the most interesting game of the 21st century.
Yeah. I still want to play that sometime. That was
you should.
Hearing you describe that flipped my lid.
It's very cool.
I played
what else was nominated? The Kennerspiel went to Endeavour, The Deep Sea, which is the third of the Endeavour series. It's exploration stuff. Apparently really nice. I've not played it. A couple of first-time winners from New Zealand. And the main prize went to Bombusters from a Japanese designer whose name I'm going to massacre now, Hisashi Hayashi. Which is a co-op game about defusing a bomb. That I believe is him right there, and it's apparently very clever.
Okay,
I'll have to look for a copy.
I have not played it.
just the premise doesn't sell me on it, and it's like,
there's a bunch
of going to get exploded. Okay,
there's a bunch of games about defusing bombs. It's a long tried and tested theme in board games.
Puzzles,
this apparently does something really, really clever with it, though I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what. The main thing actually is that Flip 7 didn't win. Flip 7 was a real Marmite game. People either really loved it or really hated it. It's a mechanic from Casino Blackjack, and not the main one. It's the 5 cards, and if you can get 5 cards in front of you without going over 21, I think it pays 3 times. It's that mechanic, except you're trying to get 7 cards and not get to, I think it's 50, but the deck is skewed. There is 1 card, 2 2s, 3 3s, and so on, up to, I believe, 12, possibly higher. It's people seem to really like it, and it's just push your luck. It's a very simple thing, but I have seen people flip for it. But it didn't win, which is good, because a lot of people were not then angry on the internet.
Well, there you go.
And then James makes the third point for awards are net producers of unhappiness.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, okay. So also buy my book on the Spiel des Jahres. Everybody wins. That's
all right.
Last few copies out there now. We're running out. It's
I don't know how you get it
PDF.
in the US.
I believe copies were certainly sent to the US. They may well have been sent back again.
Yeah, see, it's on Barnes & Noble.
Okay. All right. Well,
that's
the audiobook. Yeah.
I should go.
Well, if you're not sick of my voice.
Beloit got
your dulcet tones, James. Everybody loves your dulcet tones.
I should go and see if they can order it. Because the last time I tried to order it through an indie bookstore, I don't think they could get it.
Wow.
Let's see here. Amazon US.
Copies on Amazon.
36. Okay, well, there's other things. Let's hear IndieBound. Do you like IndieBound?
IndieBound is acceptable.
Okay, let's see how. Let's see if IndieBound will load.
See my problems with my complaints about ordering stuff online, Ross? or buy a
that's
car instead of paying the shipping from the UK.
no
Yeah.
Well,
I'll work on it.
there's probably, I mean, you might be able to, I mean, by this point, it's been out for a year. So audiobook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really expensive for an audiobook.
What are they charging?
It's well, here it says $60, which is
good lord.
Yeah,
No,
that seems a little much.
For $60, James should sing me to sleep at night.
Hardback unavailable. Yeah.
So I will come round and I will sing you the words from my book to the tune of the Attack of Titan from Titan theme.
There we go.
There we go. Bringing
it
it full circle.
Come visit me in Wisconsin. I will feed you fine cheeses and spotted cow beer.
That's our next Kickstarter for season 4.
There we go.
Yeah.
Charcuterie party. Here we go. Wow, $100, $30. Yeah, so you can get it on eBay. Located in so it's one in the UK, but like there's some in the United States.
Yeah,
so there you go.
I just want to have my own new copy.
Oh, you should see if you can get it interlibrary loan. Your local library.
Yeah.
Oh, and then steal it.
Yeah. Well, maybe just read it and return it.
When I said I wanted my own copy, I don't mean I want to read the book. I mean I want to read the book and also possess it as a totemic item that goes into my book collection and shows everyone who comes to my home how imposing my intellect is.
Well, $31 plus shipping, located in the United States. So
maybe, yeah. It'd be used. It'll have someone else's Cheeto dust on it.
Yeah, sorry, James. Oh, do you have some copies?
I was about to get really excited about library loan. Yes, borrow it from a library, but then I remembered American libraries don't do what certainly British and Irish, and I believe libraries across Europe do, which is, we call it PLR, public lending right, which is when anyone borrows a book from a library in the UK or Ireland, the author is paid. It's not very much, but we do, the book one hopefully will be lent multiple times. And,
that's...
and they've also extended it. I just realized a few weeks ago, this also goes in, if the library is also lending ebooks and audiobooks, you get PLR on those as well. Games Workshop is about to re-release one of my novels as an audiobook, the one I wrote with Dan Abnett, inevitably. But yeah, I'm getting PLR on that, which will probably be enough for me to take my wife out to dinner.
It's such an alien thought in the United States that pay a writer for a book.
I get royalty statements for Zombies of the World since that was published by Andrews McNeil. Have I earned back my advance? Absolutely not. Will I ever? Probably, almost certainly not. But at least their accountant thinks to tell me, no, you haven't earned shit. So I got that going for me. But we're over an hour already, so thank you all so much for
hanging with us.
Yes,
this was delightful. This was a good one.
Have links. So if you're curious about Gen Con, ping me on either Discord and get you on our Gen Con Discord so you can coordinate hanging out there. And of course, I'll record all this stuff and be posting when I get back. And we're working on the Brindlewood Bay episode. I'll definitely have that done before I go to Gen Con. So we'll have another episode.
That one we had opinions.
Yeah, it's a fun episode.
Yeah, I'm working on the show notes. Those are going to be extensive show notes.
Ooh, cool.
Those will be fun.
But yeah, we'll talk to you later. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks so much for listening. Enjoy your weekend.
Yes.